Good afternoon to you, to each and every last one of you that will watch this video. Good afternoon. I wanted to come on here and make this video. Hopefully, I don't get interrupted again because I've tried to make this video 4 times now, and either something is happening or I'm getting interrupted about a phone call or something like that. So I'm gonna try it again. Listen, I'm here to help as God's mouthpiece. I am here to help you to understand who you are because that is my job. And the reason I'm qualified for this job is because I went through this myself, right? So let me give you a little background of me before we get into this. I grew up in church. Never really been in the world like that. I really don't understand some of the things of the world because I never been out there like that. Not saying I never did anything. Not saying I never made a mistake. Let me, clarify that. I have made plenty of mistakes that I am not proud of. Just because you're in the church don't mean you're not going to make a mistake. That is not how that works. Okay. So, listen, I grew up Pentecostal background from the age of 11, and I'm now in my 40s. So I'm not gonna say, but I'm now in my 40s. Okay, so that's a long time. It's a long time, but I didn't stay in that church all that time. The church that I grew up in all the time, right? But I stayed in the church close to 20 something years, and God would use me at a very, very young age. I would be up and I would be prophesying to people, not really me understanding what I'm doing, but God can use whoever he want to use when he want to use them. If he used the donkey to say, "Why are you hear me?" to the prophet, he can use anybody that he want to use, right? So just because you are a child don't mean God cannot use you. Look at Jeremiah for one. Jeremiah was a child and Jeremiah thought he couldn't speak. God anointed Jeremiah to be the prophet. And Jeremiah thought he couldn't speak, but God anointed him to do what he wanted him to do, and Jeremiah did it. Did people like it? No. They couldn't stand Jeremiah. Jeremiah was one of the prophets that, baby, listen, he went up and down and all through there, right? He would build you, he would tear you down, and he would build you up. Let's put it like that. And basically that's the type of prophet I am. And people don't like us very well. We don't get too many likes very well due to the fact a lot of people don't understand correction, and they really don't understand love because they really never had real love in such a way. But let's get back to what I'm talking about. Okay, so I grew up in church very young. God began to use me. Me still not knowing who I am, like that, because I was in a church that really, they didn't teach me anything. I was there pretty much dying spiritually, not understanding, God, why am I crying all the time? What is wrong with me? But neither here nor there. I came up in that, not gonna get all the way into that because I'm over that, and it took God to do what he do best, which was heal me and deliver me. And I'm still going through the process of, the deliverance part. Okay, so listen, I didn't know who I was. All I know, things was happening to me out of the ordinary. I would dream before a person died. I would dream like this person gonna die. Not the exact person. I didn't see the exact person in the dream, but I saw, like, if somebody died in my family, I knew that somebody was gonna die. And so I woke up and I told my mom, like, listen, I had a dream about such and such and such, and all of a sudden this person died maybe a week later, a month later, so on, so forth like that, right? So it would scare me. It would scare me because I'm like, God, I don't want to see people dying. I don't want to know that somebody gonna die. Me still not, I haven't came into the knowledge and the truth of who I was and really who God was, to be honest. Like, you can really sit on the bench in church and literally not know God. I cannot stress this enough. God gave me information not too long ago that really blew my mind concerning myself. And I'll share it one day, but this is not what this topic is about. This is about, how I came up and I spoke about Jeremiah and just to get you into like where I'm going with this message. So I didn't know who I was in Christ as of yet. And listen, I still didn't learn till later on who I really was. I knew I would hear God say prophet, but okay, Lord, I need more information because I'm one of them prophets that's nosy. I'm a nosy prophet. Like, God, you got to give me some more. You got to give me more information because I'm lost out here in this world. I am lost. I am literally lost. I have nobody to teach me who I am. I'm really lost because I'm feeling things that I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm seeing things and I don't know why I'm seeing them. I'm up prophesizing on Sunday and don't know, really what I'm saying, what I'm doing, And so, okay, long story short, I got out, the Lord took me out of the church. I got out of that church and, the Lord got me all to himself. And so, which was a little bit later on down the road, he began to teach me. He began to teach me who I was. And I started coming into the knowledge of the truth of who I was. So that's what this is about. And for me, it saddens my heart that a lot of people are lazy these days. They are really lazy and they don't want to pick up the Bible nor a book to really find out who they is in the Lord. And so they rather pay somebody to tell them who they are. And a lot of these fake prophets have gotten rich off you being lazy. A lot of these prophets have gotten rich off you being lazy. And it's sad. And by me being a real prophet of the Lord, who I am, certain things just really vex my spirit. Like, it really, really vex my spirit so much because I feel God's heart all the time. And so, just to see things out of order, where there's no order at, where there's no love at, where it's confusion at, my spirit really, really, really get really vexed. And so, it just saddens me because people out here making money off of y'all when you can get this information from the one who created you. From the one who created you. He's the creator of all creation, right? And so, if you go to the man that says, I know every strand of hair on your head, you will not go wrong. You will not go wrong of finding out, who am I in you, Father? Who am I in you? So, I'm going to give you this little theory of who I am. I am a hairstylist, right? And when I think of that verse, that don't even sound right. Of me knowing every hair on your head. I do hair all the time. And so I own a beauty salon, Fix Up Hair Studio. Yay. I own a beauty salon and my clientele is great. And so I'm doing hair all the time. But am I going to stand up and count every hair? Do I want to know every strand of hair on your head? No, ma'am. No, sir. I do not. That's a lot of hair. I can tell you if your hair is thick, thin, medium, coarse. I can tell you that. But me sitting up there trying to pull every hair apart and trying to tell you how many, like, listen, nobody is capable, no human is capable of doing that. Even scientists is not capable of telling you every strand of your hair on your head. Scientists have to study just like you and I do. When we want to know something, we have to study to really find out. Like, they'll basically, honey, they'll probably have to put somebody to sleep, and it still won't be done in one day to really find out the strands of hair on somebody. Looking through a looking through a microscope will not tell you every strand of hair on a person's head. So this is that scientists is guesstimating, which is my made up word. They are guesstimating, and I say guesstimating because they are guessing and they are estimating to how many strands is on your head. Nobody knows this information. We can say, it looks like about 1 billion of strands of hair on your head. We can just look at it and say, okay, you got, but people have medium, coarse, thick hair. So your hair is probably thicker than mine, and you got way more strands of hair on your head versus than what I have. So it is not true that scientists know everything. Let me help you out. It is not true that scientists know everything. Scientists are not God. They guess just like you and I. And the reason they know a lot of stuff, like when they really, I won't even say that. I can't even give them that props. Like, they really don't know. Only God can give you information that you need. Only God. That's the only person that can really give you what you need. Information of what you need. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you today about, when I say a lot of us are lazy to finding out who we are in the Lord, right? Or even when it comes to business, which business still represents, your business still represents the Lord as well. Business is ministry as well. It's not just being in a pulpit that makes you minister. Business is ministry as well. Your marriage is ministry as well. Mowing the lawn is, you're serving. Cooking, you're serving. Like, everything is important to the Lord. Everything that any of us do is important. It don't matter what you are on the body. The head, the arms, the toes, the legs, the feet. It don't even matter where you fall at on the body. If you're in the fivefold ministry, which is the body, the parts of the body. It don't matter where you fall at on the body. You are still just as important as the head, the neck, the arms, the legs, the feet. Like, you are still as important, right? So in order for me to know my life, when I wanted to know who I was, I went to God. Simple as that. I went to God and I told God, even though I was prophesied to and people would tell me, girl, you are so anointed, you are so powerful, prophet is this, whatever. I still wanted to know for myself, who am I, Lord? Couldn't nobody give me that information, because see, me, I don't take lightly when people give me information. I want to know what God thinks. I don't look for man to give me what I need. I look to God to give me what I need. Because man can title you as something that you are not. And then you go down the wrong road because they done told you. And a lot of people have gone into different areas in their life where they was not even called to that area, and it was a learning lesson. Don't get me wrong, because nothing is for nothing. Because God said, "I'll make all things work together for the good of them who loves the Lord and are called according to your purpose." So to His purpose. So listen, it is not all for nothing that what you have done, but that could have been avoided if you would have just sat down and say, "Okay, Lord, who am I? Who am I when it comes to ministry? Like what you called me to do." Jeremiah 29:11 said, God knows the plans that He has for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. So He already know you. If He know every strand of your hair on your head, He knows you better than you know you, right? So He the orchestrator. He know you better than you know you. He's the creator of everything, this whole universe. So why not go to him and ask him in prayer, God, who am I? Right? So I picked up this little thing here. This little I used to call it a trapper keeper back in the days, but they call it something different nowadays. So I picked this up, right? And I'm gonna use this as a book. I'm gonna use it as a book. How do you know what's in a book just from the outside? Because your life is a book. Your life has been written out by God who you is. Your life has been predestined by God who you is. Let me show you. Let me show you something else before we continuously go there. So, right here in Romans 8:29, it says, "For no, this is not simple prescience or advanced knowledge." Like, baby, God don't have to use science. He don't have to go to a person and say, tell me who this person is. Tell me what's wrong with this person. He don't have to do that. Or advanced knowledge where he got to study you. You got to sit with him and for him to find out who you is. No, that is not how it works with God. God already know you. He don't need any help to know who you is. We as human beings need other people help, or need science help, or need, the doctor's help, or need my hairstylist help to know what's wrong with my hair, that type of thing. We need help to know who we are. But God don't have to have advanced help. Like, he don't have to have somebody done told him, telling him who you is, right? So it said this knowledge should also not be understood in the sense of being acquainted with, but in the sense of bringing into a special relation with, as Adam knew Eve, his wife. So when God created Adam for Eve, of course, God put Adam to sleep, and out of his side, he took his rib, and he created one man, right? So, but God didn't create, God didn't name her woman, but Adam named her woman. He said she shall be called one man, because God allowed Adam to prophesy pretty much women's into existence, right? So God created us, but Adam named us, right? That's powerful. God created us, but Adam named us. That's just how powerful words is. Okay. So, he said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, meaning they would become one. They are one in God. They are one, right? They are two different humans, but one. Two different humans that become one in God. They become one in God. Two, but one. Two, but one, right? So they become one in God, because he said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, right? And so Adam began, he named his wife Eve. He named his wife. So he already knew that Eve was his wife, because he the one named her. He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. I know my sheep. The Lord saying, he know his sheep. And I never knew you, meaning the people that is not his, he don't know. But he's the creator of you now. He know where you're going to end up at now. So, foreknowledge is God's determination from eternity to bring certain ones into a special relationship with himself. Okay. So, predestinate. Let's see. It's saying, see also 11:2. Let's see what 11:2 is talking about. Let's go here. 11:2. it talks about his people which he foreknew, those with whom he was once intimately related. This deals with national and not individual destiny, and is a strong argument to show that God has not terminated his program for Israel. Okay, so God already know us before we even know ourselves. Okay, yeah, God already know us even before we know ourselves. So I just don't get it, like why people rather pay somebody to tell them who they is and what you supposed to be doing. Like, that's called laziness, and God hates a lazy person. He said a man that don't work, don't eat. Man represents woman and man and woman. It represents if you don't work, you don't eat. Laziness means you will not have. You will be in poverty because you just choose not to. You choose to be lazy, pretty much. So, why would God just, like, we just want God to give us something and be lazy? Like, God, I just want you to hand me who I am. I just want you to tell me who I am. But we have to work for what we want. He said, a man that don't work, don't eat. That can be spiritually and naturally. A man that don't work, don't eat. Oh, that's good. Listen, I ain't never thought about it that way. But a man that don't work, don't eat. So if you're lazy, you're not going to understand who you are and whose you are, right? So this is the book. This represents the book, because I got to end this live because it don't went on too long. Not live, but video. So listen, this is the book, right? This, let's just say this represents your life, okay? So let's just say this is the book that God wrote about you. So in order to know what's in a book, can I look at the outside of this book and tell what this book is about? No. The introduction to this book is not on the outside. It's on the inside, right? So I'm going to open the book and I'm going to read the introduction about telling me what this book is going to be about. So I'm going to have some expectancy of what this book is going to be about. But if I don't ever open the book, I won't ever know who I am. And this is a lot of people who are lazy and rather pay somebody. You know, society has people really messed up these days. It's called propaganda. Propaganda, where it's misinformation given in order for you to give something. Like, they making you lazy so that you can keep just buying stuff. It's happening in the church. It's happening in the world. And people don't understand that they are being misled. And it's in the Bible. That word is in the Bible. Look in the Bible. It's in Acts 2, I think it was, where I saw it. And then I saw it somewhere else. But listen, what God, what's happening is in the word. Who you are is in the word. You don't have to pay people in order for you to know who you are. You can be like, listen, so many people be like, I want to be a millionaire. But how is you going to be a millionaire and a billionaire when you're paying people for everything? You can't save money that way, by paying people for everything. And they make it look so good. And this is deception at its best. They make it look so good. So good for you to want to buy it. That's basically like this junk food. Knowing that it's unhealthy for us, we still go and buy it because they make it look so good. The sodas be so good and the sweet, because the sugar in the sodas causes your insulin level to go up, and it makes you want more and more. I studied that in biology. That's a little biology of nursing. But it shoots your insulin level up, which is, they call it sugar, and it makes you want to eat more. It makes you want more, depending too on the time of the day that you're eating this stuff. It They do that so you can pay for insulin, pay for medicine, and all of that. It's time for God's people to wake up. It's time for you to stop being misled. Being misled. And all because of laziness. All because of laziness. I don't want to pick up, I don't want, to buy my book, to buy me a book, something that's going to be helpful to you. I don't want to buy that book, so I just rather pay somebody to give it to me. Or I don't want to go to the creator himself, because honestly, I really don't believe in you like that. I really don't believe in you like that, so why would I come to you? Why would I come to you and you tell me what job I'm supposed to do? Because really, that sounds like control, right? A lot of people have a problem with being controlled. And God is not trying to control you. God is just trying to help you. But a lot of people have a problem with feeling like they're being controlled because they want to be in control. But the Bible does say give complete control over to the Holy Spirit so that he can tell us who he is. But people don't want to do that because it sounds like, I heard somebody said Oprah Winfrey stopped believing in God because she was like, how do God control people? Really? How do man control people? People make up excuses to not do things. All because they want an excuse to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. So they have a problem with something else controlling them. And control is nothing but a Jezebel spirit and witchcraft. That's all it is. Manipulation. And the enemy has been manipulating people's soul into believing their own lust is correct. Their own self-righteousness, because that's what it is. It's self-righteousness. You don't want to believe, you don't want to go to somebody because you're self-righteous. You don't want to be taught by the Holy Spirit because you feel like you already know. And then you go out here and get ate up by the wolves, and then you go to blaming God, like, God, why you let this happen to me? I didn't let that happen to you. You was in control of yourself. You leaned to your own understanding when the Bible specifically tell us not to lean to our own understanding. But when we start leaning to our own understanding, we get in trouble because we think we know better. I'm done. I just wanted to give that scenario of, listen, stop it. Get to know God for yourself. This is why so many people are being misled. That you are following a trend. You see everybody else paying, so you want to pay. Listen, the trend is not the right way. The trend is the wrong way. The Bible says it's more people going to hell than to heaven. The road to hell is wide. The road to heaven is narrow. It's narrow. So it's more people going to hell than to heaven. So when you following a trend, you're going along with the crowd because, it's more people over here than over here. I'd rather walk by myself and be correct than walk with a crowd and be incorrect. I'd rather be by myself over here and go to heaven than be with a crowd and go to hell. We got to stop it. We have to stop with the trend. Following all these fake people who don't have your interest, your best interest at heart. All they have, they ain't worried about your soul. They just worried about your money. They just worry about what they can get out of you. And why? It's because you keep leaning to your own understanding. And laziness. This is where laziness gets you. This is why they my phone is up there because I'm talking to my phone. But this is why they created things like remote controls, phones. What else? Cars and stuff like that. Because back in the days, people used to walk to where they want to go. They didn't need a car. But now it done got so rough in this world, honey. You just scared to walk. But they created more controls and stuff, so you won't even have to get up and turn on the TV. It's just a button away. That's what they want, because they want you to pay for this. They want you to pray for this. This is pay, not pray. They want you to pay for this. This is propaganda at its best. This is manipulation at its best. Because they keep creating things so you can buy it, so you can stay broke. And people don't see what's going on with the system these days, because they feel like, oh, you lying. Oh, thank you for the more control, because I am lazy. Thank you for the phone, because I don't have to go visit nobody no more. I can just call them now. I can just call people on the phone, just a phone call away. That's to make us lazy and to make us fat. And to make us sick. This is manipulation at its best. I'm saying this because God gave me that word yesterday. And when I began to look it up and do research in the word, it was there, and it was talking about how John and Peter got arrested because they was out telling the people the truth, and the Pharisees did not want people to know the truth, so they threatened them and told them if they don't stop talking, what they was gonna do. This is what you're going through. This is the manipulation in this world. What you're going through now, how the government is trying to control people, how the news is controlling people, the way you think, the way you see, the way you act, and you don't understand what's going in, is coming out of me. You don't understand, why is my mind so all over the place? Why am I depressed? Because you are being controlled. You are being controlled. You don't want God to control you, but they controlling you. They are controlling you. So you're being controlled either way. You are being pulled either way. You're either being pulled by God or you're being pulled by Satan himself. But either way, something is controlling you. If it ain't God controlling you, then Satan controlling you. Self-righteousness is Satan anyway. And who uses the government? Satan does. He's the prince of the airways, so he make things happen. All he got to do is just put a little thought in their mind, and they go along with it. Manipulation and controlling people. They've been using witchcraft in the White House for so long. Calling all these different spirits and stuff to the White House. Using witchcraft to manipulate and control people. Listen, y'all better wake up, and y'all better wake up soon. Because guess what? Babylon is going down. Babylon is going down. It's coming to a point where desolation is about to hit this land. Because America has allowed everything in it. It's no fear of God here whatsoever. And nobody wants to hear the truth, all because their mind is being controlled, and you don't understand that you're being controlled. And then when God sent one of his people to warn and tell you something, oh, they can't tell me nothing. I don't want you trying to tell me nothing, but you're being controlled by somebody else. They telling you something. They telling you what to do. They telling you what to buy. They telling you you need medicine. When you go to the doctor, every time you go to the doctor, they pulling out antibiotics and all of that, writing you prescription stuff, manipulating and controlling you through medication, through taking your money and stuff. Houses jumping up, interest jumping up left and right. Banks taking your money from, oh my God, Jesus. Banks taking your money by charging all this interest and stuff, and then charging you if you have an overdraft. Now they don't got it where you can overdraft things so they can take your money. Do you not understand what's happening to you? Wake up. Wake up, people. Wake up. God is not pleased. He's not pleased with his people people being ripped off. He's not pleased with his people being taken advantage of. And y'all can't see this. Oh my God, honey, who does she think she is? I don't know who she thinks she is, trying to tell me something. I'm grown at the end of the day. But you got other people over here controlling you. And you don't know you being controlled. You don't know you being misled. You don't know that you're on your way to hell, all because you're allowing a leadership, a corrupt leadership, to lead you the wrong way. The White House is corrupted. The government is corrupted. The schools are corrupted. They are training our children that they can say anything, that they can be who they want to be. Wake up, people. What's wrong? Oh, you don't have to name the gender anymore. When women have baby, you don't have to name it boy or girl anymore. When they grow up. When they grow up, they can call themselves what they want to be. The devil is a liar. How do you dare come against the word of God when God said he created male and female, woman and man? That's coming against God. I just want my child to be comfortable. You are being controlled by a system who don't care a thing about you at all. They don't care nothing about you. Control and manipulation at its best. Nothing but witchcraft. Jezebel. Ahab. Python. Monitoring spirit. All of them, honey. And all they do is sit and monitor stuff. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. All they do is sit and monitor stuff so they can see. Those are called monitoring spirit. So they can see what you're doing. What are you saying? Are you coming against our system? If you come against our system, we're going to shut it down. That's what they're doing. Then they got you unfollowing people. You knew you click follow under that person page. And all of a sudden, when you go back to that person page, because you be like, dawg, I ain't seen so-and-so in a minute. And then you think about that person, you go back to their page, and you're unfollowed. I didn't unfollow them. So who did it? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up, and you better wake up quick. Because guess what? You do not exempt. If you follow the corrupted system that is out here, that is going against God people, guess what? You going down with the wicked. You're going to be considered as wicked yourself. If you don't repent, you're going to be considered as wicked, as one of the wicked ones themselves. And you are going under too, right along with Babylon. Revelation 17. I think that's where it started. Revelation 17. Honey, let me get it for you. Revelation, I think it starts at 17. Just like what happened to Jerusalem. When Jeremiah prophesied the desolation of Jerusalem. And people don't want to hear nothing. Because they think it can't happen to me, honey. That's happening over there. Just you watch. Just you watch. Revelation talks all about the beast system and everything. Everything that's coming up. Revelation talks about it. Okay, he'll go back to wrath of God. The wrath of God. Let's see. The mysteries. The woman Babylon, Babylon falling. So yeah. It starts at 17. So you can read Revelation 17 and 18. And then you can read 19, the judgment of the great whore, which is the United States Babylon. God calls this a whore because they prostitute. They prostitute God's people. They using God's people. Idolatry. It's so heavy here. Yeah, from 17 all the way back to 19. Read it. Babylon is the United States. They're going down. The fall of Babylon. They're going down. God ain't having it. All this sin that's going on around here. And then people thinking that they don't have nobody to answer to. You still got God to answer to. Guess what? It tell us to pray for our leaders, which one of them is the president. But guess what? When the president ain't doing what he's supposed to do, he got somebody to answer to too, which is God. He going down too. He going down too. The same way. The same way. Then they sit and your video spinning and they just looking, they monitoring it. They seeing what's being said. Baby, woo! Why do you think they got certain phones now where they can track you, where you at, what you doing? You know, all this, listen, y'all, it's not a joke. It is not a joke. It's real as real can get. And I'm done. I ain't mean to go that far, but I've said it now, and I'm not taking it back. I stand on the word of the Lord. I am God's prophet. God upholds my word. When I say things from him and not from myself, God will uphold me in my righteousness because I was made righteous through him. So therefore, just you watch. Just you watch. Revelation is coming. Babylon going under. They going down. And the ones that has been with this mess all along is going down too. You ain't got to answer the man, but you do got to answer to God. He said every knee must bow. Every tongue must confess that he is the Lord. He is God. Nobody gets away. Nobody exempts, including me. Thank y'all for watching.